Hi, I'm Wesley Crum, author of Unknown Dread, book one of the Dread Saga, and it's time for me to make a video. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through a list that I've made here of TV shows, movies, and books that I consider to be comparables or like in the vein, right, of the story. So if you like these, then like my book too. And I should probably put my glasses back on. I look better without them, my wife says, but I also need to see. Anyway, lost my spot. Okay, TV shows. The Last of Us, season 1. Okay. The Walking Dead, earlier seasons. You see a vibe here, right? The Last Ship. Okay. Some of these, this is stretching back, but you gotta bear in mind that I was started writing this over 10 years ago. So a lot of the stuff I was consuming for media then affected it. And here we are now. So as The Last Ship, Helix, and The Strain. Now The Strain, mind you, I read it before I watched it, but I'm putting it in the TV show category for now. But it actually fits in multiple categories. Okay, movies. This is where it gets a little fun. So 28 Days Later, that whole universe, but I'm going to put Days Later first. World War Z, again, book first, then movie, but I'm putting it in the movie category because the book category can get a little long. So I'm kind of pushing some of these off, especially if you might have seen it and not read the book. Okay. I Am Legend. Again, this, well, actually, no, that's not again. This is actually the movie. Okay. I started reading the book. Something else popped up, like a favor read or somebody for my TBR. So I never actually finished the book. I should go back and try to finish that. But my TBR is 2 years long right now. The Stand, again, book first, but it's going to be in the movie category. And then here is kind of a wild card, guys. And I don't know how if you say it REC or R-E-C. This one is not an English film. I think it's in Spanish, but Spain Spanish, not Mexican Spanish. I actually, little in fact, speak pretty good Spanish. And not a big fan of subtitles, but this one was actually really fun to watch and read the Spanish subtitles. Highly recommend it. If you know a little Spanish, I highly recommend this movie. I think there's actually a couple of them, but the first one, I definitely, it's a just watch it. Okay, now books. All right, so kind of these are the core inspiration ones. All right, Zombie Fallout by Mark Tufo. Okay, some of these. No, I'm not gonna. I'm just gonna go through the list. All right, The Remaining by DJ Molles. Okay, Mountain Man by Keith C. Blackmore. Okay, those all have multiple book series. If you're gonna commit to this, you're gonna commit to this. Okay, I don't think any of those have. Well, Mountain Men might have just 3 or 4. But the first two, they're definitely over 10 books in the series. The Road. The Road is a little bit different, but there's definitely elements of The Road in my story. So if you liked The Road, if you liked it, I think you'll love my book. If you love The Road, then you'll like my book. That's what I think. All right, Annihilation, or technically Area X. I actually listened to this on audio. And it was Area X. I think it's right, Annihilation. I want to get the rest of the books in the trilogy of that same cover style because I really like it. But I can only find French copies on Amazon that have that cover. Okay, it's really annoying. But Area X, Bronson Pinchot narrates that, and I think it's one of the absolute best audiobook performances of all time. Bronson Pinchot also did Hard Magic, I believe, and made that whole thing. So Bronson Pinchot has to be probably my favorite voice actor. When you've listened to as many audiobooks as I have, I'm more excited about oh, so-and-so just narrated a book than maybe, oh, this is a new so-and-so's movie. Anyway, that's the kind of nerd I am. All right, 1 Second After. And there's oh crap, I just remembered another one. Shoot. What's that one story? this video is wild. What's it called? The premise of it, maybe you know if you've stuck around this long. I think like across most of the United States, like this like force field comes down and like everybody inside just disappears. And like the stories about like the few Americans that are like traveling outside. I think it takes place in Australia. Oh man, this was a long time ago. I read this one, but it just popped in my head because I think I read it after I read 1 second after. Anyway, like that kind of story is that's speculative fiction, character driven, ensemble cast. I think you get the picture. Okay. Yeah, so that's kind of the list I have right now. So if you liked any of that stuff, I think you'll like my book too. Right now, I am working right now on the final polish ups on Prevailing Dread, which is the sequel. So it goes book 1, book 1.5. I made it unnecessarily complicated, but whatever. And then there's book 2. After book 2 will be book 0. That's a prequel. And then book 3, 4, 5, etc. Right now I plan on doing 6 books, I think. Anyway, it's a multi-cast or ensemble cast. Follows about 6 different people. They're kind of paired off, and they're all over the Midwest, and they're surviving their own little apocalypse because these monoliths have landed on Earth and begun terraforming the planet. And one of those steps in that terraforming is shedding a mutagen that causes people to either perish, go insane, or presumably stay the same, but then they're forced to deal with the aftermath of the societal collapse and these new monsters and dangers out in the world. So I hope you pick it up. I'm going to link it below. Thank you if you stayed this long. I absolutely love you, and I hope to send some books to you.